Welcome to Activate the Healer Within. My name is Linda Millard with Intentional Life. I'm a transformational leader and a master results coach. Today, we're going to talk about how can you activate the healer within you. You see, energy is the source of everything, and everything that is happening or not happening in your life, that is your happiness, your health, your relationships, your wealth, or even looking out into the world and being impacted by the busyness or the perception of all of that. It's all energy. So while our topic tonight is activate the healer within, these principles and techniques that we're going to experience today are about all aspects of you. So in other words, if something isn't happening out there, it's because it isn't happening in here. And in reverse, when your life is flowing, it means that the energy within here is also flowing. So when you consider this, it means that we are actually creator of our life, and that when we shift or change our energy, we can literally change our life. So whether it's better health, it's less or no pain, you want to be free from anxiety, you want to learn how to sleep better, lose stubborn weight, maybe it's a lack of motivation or feeling like you just can't quite get that project off the ground. All of it has to do with the same thing. For example, have you ever gone from having a great day to all of a sudden you're completely stressed out? Or you've gone from feeling relaxed to all of a sudden something happens and you're all tense and uptight? Or you're moving and then something happens and you get stuck. Now, it can go the other way around as well. You can be confused, and then someone says something, triggers something within you, and all of a sudden you have the clarity that you need. You can be in a bad mood, think of something wonderful, and you can turn that frown, well, as they say, upside down. So what's changed? Was it out there that changed? Absolutely, we can have a friend or a coach who knows what to say or can shift and give us a different perspective, and it can support us in feeling better. But they aren't what's changing. It's you. Somewhere your energy shifted inside. So just like when a child gets a new puppy and this love comes pouring out, did the puppy bring the love, or did the love already exist within the child? So one thing that sets the work apart that I do from perhaps other programs or courses that you've taken is that one important component is missing. Many other programs are talking about just one thing. They're either just talking about the soul or the spirit, they're talking about the mind, or they're talking about the body. Here we talk about all three together because all of it is energy. We exist of different layers of energy. We have our chakra system, our chemical energy field. This is what makes our body work. It tells our heart when to beat, what hormones to make, how to digest our food, when to rest, when to be away. We then have the next layer, which is our emotional body, where we sense and feel our instincts, our gut reactions. This is what we call our body wisdom. The next layer of energy is our mental energy. This is usually where we dupe ourselves with our experiences, our perception of life. This is where we tell our stories about how it was or how it went or what happened. And then from there, we have our spiritual energy where we think of someone and they call. When we are flowing and connected all the way through from the spirit into the center of the body, this is where we can manifest what we want because everything is energy. So you see, our soul or our spirit is designed to speak to the body, and the body wisdom speaks to the mind on what it is to action on. Now, most of us are living in our heads where we think and rationalize and blame and judge and shame. Or we have this belief of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not smart enough. So we can literally become pleasers where we're turning ourselves into a pretzel just to get other people to be happy. When you're happy, I'm happy. But when we connect to our body and our body wisdom, it tells us all that we need to know. It tells us what needs attention, how to make decisions based on being in alignment with who we are at our essence. And when we connect in and we listen, all we need to know opens up. Energy flows, and our body's innate healing superpowers becomes totally available to us. This is when we are connected to our core essence, that as seated as the soulful self. And we listen and act based on that. In other words, we are living in alignment with what matters to us most. Our passions, our purpose, our values, our gifts that we're here to share with others. And when we live as this, we can more easily speak our truth because we know our truth. And we live our life with clarity and purpose. And that's what's even deeper than that, is that we do it all from a place of what we call greater love. Because when we live this way, not only is it good for you, it's good for others and for humanity. So if you lack energy, you feel tired or you feel exhausted all the time, or you have pain or tension in your body, or you feel anxious and overwhelmed in all sorts of circumstances, maybe you look in the mirror and you feel older than you want to be, or you look older than you actually are. Maybe you're dealing with a chronic illness, or you're tired of repeating the same patterns. These are signs that one or more aspects of your life, you are not living in full alignment with your deepest, truest self. So this is a lot to unpack. And this is what we do in the Intentional Life programs. In our Conscious Awakening Mentorship Program, we unpack this through master classes and live Q&As. And then the one-on-one coaching is where we really get down to what's happening with you within your life right here, right now. And how can we start to apply these principles so that we connect with our body wisdom, so that we can listen to our instinct, our intuition, so that we can connect to our gifts, our life purpose, and our soul purpose. This is when life gets good. This is when life gets juicy. Now, my life wasn't always in the knowing of how to do this. I've learned this in my own journeys and my own struggles. You see, years ago, I suffered from debilitating anxiety. It happened when my first child was born. I didn't know what was going on. I all of a sudden started to have these sensations that I was leaving my body. I would get nauseous. My heart would race. My mouth would get dry. Felt like I was actually leaving my body. And from an energetic perspective, when we're having an anxiety or a panic attack, that is what is happening. The energy is coming up from your core and is starting to rise up to your head and leave the body as if you're looking from above, looking down. And until you understand what's happening, that is all being regulated from your energy through your nervous system, you go, okay, take some breaths, come back home to me. And we take some breaths, we squeeze our deep core muscles, we pull our belly button into our spine, we breathe into the belly, and we exhale and send our energy down through our legs into the earth, where we all of a sudden start to feel grounded, and we plant the feet and we breathe even deeper and fully into our belly slowly, listening in, feeling the breath, being the breath, that we start to feel our energy come back down. It's like you're coming back home to you. We start to feel moisture come back into our mouth, the heart rate slows down. You see, anxiety is really us worrying about the future that hasn't happened. And we start to feel like we lack control, right? We start to think, well, what if this happened? What if that happened? What could go wrong? Oh my gosh, and then we start to panic because we don't know what to do. The future hasn't happened. Depression, giving up, this sense of helplessness, hopelessness, this is more regret from the past. And if we think about what regret is and the emotions behind the regret, the word regret is like sadness, depression. What we're actually doing is having regrets about the past. And what we're actually saying to ourselves is, you should have been perfect. Well, no matter what age you are now, think back to when you were maybe 20 years younger than you are now, or 10 years younger than you are now. You didn't know then what you know now. And in fact, at that time, you were truly just doing the best that you could. So to think that, well, I should have been perfect, is kind of ridiculous when you think about it, isn't it? So we start to create this understanding of the spirit, the body, and the mind. And we take our breath and we come back home to ourselves and we get the energy in and flowing through our body. So everything is energy, even you, is a really important key to get, to understand, to investigate, to be curious about. Back then when I was having my anxiety attacks, I was used to using my mind to create every outcome in my life. And even if my mind would listen to my heart, I was still living in my mind. We, you see, are attached to the mind. We think that's who we are, when in reality, we are pure awareness. We are consciousness itself. And we have the opportunity to be hooked onto the mind or hooked onto the soul. And this work that we teach in Intentional Life and the Conscious Awakening program is about you learning how to unattach from the mind and position yourself in the right seat for you. That is as the soulful self. You are an energy being that came here to be, which is free to create, live a full, enriched, abundant life experience. So anytime you start to feel unattached from the body, you start to feel confused, you start to feel angry, frustrated, lacking clarity, I don't know what to do, what's next if you're in a transition phase, just start to breathe. Squeeze those deep pelvic floor muscles. Anchor down into the ground. Get onto the mat and move. Get out in nature and walk. Take those breaths down through your soul. And start to pick up the vibration of nature, which is slow to medium. And when we start to come into the body, we can start to ask a question. What would my next best move be? What is it that I'm open to receiving, hearing, listening, or knowing? And as we breathe and we stay in nature and we start to notice the birds, feel the wind, feel our feet in the ground, the answers will come. This again is what we teach in the Conscious Awakening program, is that you are the one doing the breathing. You are actually pure consciousness. Many people spend their life saying, I want to be enlightened. They're seeking enlightenment. The invitation is that you are already enlightened. And what we're doing is spending our lifetime coming to root and ground into who we are, to discover what our life purpose is, which is our gifts, which is our passion, which is our destiny, which is what it is that we're here to do, so that we can support others or make the world a better place. So when we leave, it mattered that we were here. This is what it's about, to activate the healer within. If you're curious to learn more, I have an upcoming course. It's a 6-week a conscious awakening program where you're going to be introduced to the tools and techniques that you can apply in an instant to start to shift your energy, to start to heal your body, to start to live through that creative soul that you are, and know what it means to live in alignment with who you are. That is, what are you passionate about? We're going to create your passion list and what that looks like and how to roll that out into your day-to-day life so that you are creator of your life. You are living as cause, not at the effect of. I would love to support you in this journey. This work has not just changed my life, it has changed thousands of lives that I've worked with through these practices, using techniques from hypnotherapy, bioenergetics, energy codes, and somatics principles. You are in control of your life, and you can build up the circuitry to manage everything that happens, to release past traumas, things that are holding you back from past beliefs, and then really open yourself up to go, what is here for me? What am I curious about? What do I want to know? So that you can live a life that you love living. So click the link below, check it out. It starts October 28th. I would love to see you there. Our early bird deadline is October 21st. So in just about 5 more days, the price will be going up. Regardless, have a look, poke around, ask some questions. I'm here for you. Much love, everyone. And here's to creating a life that we love living.